Oh my God, he got money. He in there. We just need to do it one more time. Well, in the middle of the night, he hears a loud boom. The bed is no longer there. Ain't nobody about to run me away. You right, baby. What we about to do? What's up, Team Jazzy? It's your girl, Jazzy J, and now you're back with another mukbang. Okay, so today's true crime is going to be about the first female to do it. Yes, we're gonna get into the first serial killer in America. This is an interesting story because it has a little twist. Spoiler alert. So give this video a big thumbs up. You have to click the thumbs up button because I have some crunchy fried chicken that I made out of the air fryer. Who knew? And I also made a recipe for it, so make sure you guys check out the shorts. And then I just got a big ass salad. That's it. You know, the vegetables. We're trying to stay healthy and stuff and all that. So grab some food and eat with me so we can have a story time. I call all of my subscribers Team Jazzy, so if you would like to be a part of the team, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and turn your post notifications on so that you never miss another video. I can't talk today. What's going on? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the food that I'm about to receive. I ask that it may be nourishment to my body. I ask that you bless the hands that prepared it and bless my entire Team Jazzy. Amen. I left it in there because one of my subscribers was like, you know, story time is all good and stuff, but I want to hear the prayer. And I ain't know that. I ain't know that, sis. I say the same prayer every time. I just thought y'all got tired of it, so that's why I muted it out, but I'm gonna keep it in there. All right, so I got some hot sauce on deck, and I'm always out, like, because it's only me. My kids be like, you know, everything's spicy to them. Honey, ketchup might be spicy. So I get the small bottle, and I ran out so quick, so I'm gonna have to start getting a big bottle. But my mouth is watering. I never had this type of chicken before, so we about to see what it do. This is what it look like with the hot sauce on it. And I made it in an air fryer. There's this certain flour. There's this certain like breading that you're supposed to get. I was scared it wasn't done, but I had it in the air fryer for like 20 minutes altogether. But halfway through, I would stop it and turn it over. It looks like fried chicken to me. It's good. This is good. All right, we're gonna get into the story time of the first female serial killer. Serial killer. Okay. I can't talk today, y'all. This is good. Good. I ain't even touched the salad yet. I'm showing my color, y'all. I'm showing my color. This is good. I leave a lot of meat on the bone. That's so disrespectful. I am not gonna. Is it even a mukbang if I forget something? Like, I always forget something. I got the ice water. All right, so the first female killer. Oh, let me tell you what I got in my salad real quick. So I have red bell pepper. I have sunflower seed. I got the fake bacon bits because that's tofu. I have banana peppers, cucumbers, and egg, and sliced carrots. That's it. And the type of dressing that I use is the Russian dressing. Yup. Raw. I don't know what's going on. I can't eat right. I can't talk right. I don't know. This is good. So first female, I keep saying them. Okay, Lavina Fisher. She was known to be the most beautiful woman in Charleston, South Carolina. And she was married to a man named John Fisher. And she was his weakness, okay? Like, she was so beautiful, and he really admired her confidence and her sensuality around other men, and how they were so captivated by her beauty and her feminine voice. And she was also like a badass. And you know, that's excitement for men. And even though nobody has a birthday on her, like Wikipedia, she doesn't have a birthday. Nobody knows when she was born. Even though she doesn't have a birthday, I would say she was a Leo. You know, because we are just so feisty and loyal and sometimes misunderstood. And women, Leo, a lot of men can't handle Leo women. So we need men who are alpha males, you know? Them are the ones that can handle a Leo. And she knew she was beautiful. She knew how to talk. She knew how to walk it. The whole nine. So they used that as an advantage to rob people who were coming in and out of the city. People, it was so long ago, people rode horses, and as they were coming through the city, they would stop at their hotel. They owned a hotel. They would stop at their hotel to get shelter for the night and food. Well, they were also the leader of a gang called Highwaymen. And this gang would do the same thing. This gang would rob people who were stopping in the city just for a night or two. So, in this hotel, and it wasn't called a hotel back then, but the best way for you guys to visualize it, I'm going to be calling it a hotel. In this hotel, it was also used as a hideout spot for the gang members who were running from the police. And it wasn't no secret what they did. Everybody knew what they were doing. That was their way of making money, was robbing people. And the community was fed up. They was like, we're not letting y'all do this. Y'all giving us a bad name. So the community came together and they're like, you know, since the police acting like they don't want to do nothing about it, And it wasn't and the police is just like, you know, we don't have any proof. Nobody, you know. And so the community was like, we're going to come together and do something about it. And we're going to go to that little hotel where they be robbing people. And we're going to ambush them. And that's what they did. They ambushed Lavina and her husband out of their business. Ran them away. Even though they was a part of the gang, they was the leaders of the gang, they were outnumbered. So they ran away. The community was so happy, but they wanted to make sure they never came back. So there was a guy that was like, well, I'll stay here and watch. And I'm just supposing that, you know, he didn't plan to just stay there the whole time. Somebody was going to come and switch him out. And they was all going to take turns, you know, watching over the house, making sure they don't never come back. Well, remind you, they are part of the gang. They some badasses. And she a Leo. And she like, ain't nobody about to run me away. And like I said, her man was so in love with her. So in love with her. Anything she said went. And he was like, you right, baby. What we about to do? And she was like, we gonna go get our spot back. So they went back to the hotel, and it was only that one person there. So now he's outnumbered. So they end up kidnapping him. And when he seen Lavina, he was like, oh, good, it's a woman. You know, you thinking women gonna save you. They gonna have a heart for you. Not Miss Lavina. She choked him and slammed his head. She slammed his head through a window. And then he left. And so they like, okay, we got our spot back. But because of what we just did to him, we're pretty sure the community is going to come back or the police going to be here. Well, just in enough time for old dude to leave after his head got slammed in the window, somebody pulls up on their horse. They're knocking on the door and they like, yeah, I'm just here for one night. I'm looking for shelter and food. And so they like, well, we ain't got no rooms available, but you can at least come in to eat. And he's like, okay. So as he's there eating, they do the normal questioning. This is their everyday routine. Because like I said, it was a business of theirs. A guy would come in for shelter and food. She would cook for them. They sit at the table and eat. And then she would start asking them questions. And they liked it, you know. It was easy for them to have a conversation with her because she was just such a natural talker and she was beautiful. And so they're just like relaxed and they're telling her everything. And she was basically interviewing her prey to see, like, you know, if they had enough money, what they had on them, what they did for a living. So she can decide if they were worth robbing them. And so this particular time, she's like, I don't want him to stay in one of our rooms because the community could come back and try to ambush us again, or the police could arrive. Like, we got to play this safe. So she only told him, you know, you can only eat. He comes in, he's sitting down eating. She starts questioning him, which is her normal routine. And the more she questions him, she's like, oh my God, he got money. He in there. We just need to do it one more time. This is going to be our last robbery. And so all of a sudden, she walks away and she comes back and she's like, a room is open, to my surprise. And he's like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah. Well, he was already sitting there uncomfortable because her husband was there and kept looking at him funny. And so he felt weird, like, why is this man staring at me? Like, he's not as nice as his wife. And so she was like, yeah, a room is available. Would you like some tea? And he didn't want to say no. He was just, you know, being a polite guest. And so he was just like, sure. And so he's drinking the tea and he doesn't like the way it tastes, but he's not really a tea drinker. And so he's like, maybe that's why. Like, I knew there was a reason why I don't like tea. So while no one was looking, he poured it out and acted like he drank it all. And so she went upstairs and made him a room. He went upstairs and he had this uneasy feeling, right? So he sits in a chair. He sits in a chair instead of the bed. Well, he's so tired, but he's so creeped out, he ends up falling asleep in the chair. Well, in the middle of the night, he hears a loud boom. And when he wakes up, he's in an empty room. The bed is no longer there. That bed fell through the floor and there was nothing but just like the floor. So he got freaked out, jumped out the window, jumped on his horse and took off. He went straight to the police. So the police is like, somebody just left from over there talking about their head was slammed through the window. Now you talking about the bed fell through the floor, and what if you were supposed to sleep in the bed, and like, you know? And so the police is like, okay, we have enough proof to go down there and check things out now. So when the police get down there, they find 100 dead bodies in these people's basement. They was actually killing people. They wasn't just robbing people. They were killing people. They would have them sleep in the bed. They give them this tea that would knock them completely out. And then once they got in the bed in the middle of the night, the bed would drop. The floor would open up and the bed would drop in the basement. And that's how they killed them and took all of their belongings. They found one. Do y'all know how many 100 is? Like, that's a lot of people. They found 100 bodies in their basement. So, of course, they took them to jail. Well, back in these days, when you went to jail, you shared a cell with your husband or wife. Ain't that crazy? And they were sharing a cell, and they made this plan to escape, right? And so they made a rope out of linen. Where it came from, I don't know. But they made a rope out of linen to throw out the window and climb down. So the husband goes first. He's climbing out. The rope ends up breaking. So he made it out, but his wife is all the way at the top. Like, what am I going to do now? This man did not want to leave his wife. He was so in love with his wife. He went back to jail. Imagine that. Just imagine walking into prison like, yeah, I just escaped, but I want to come back. They like, what? And that's what happened. He went back to be with his wife. He did not want to leave his wife. He like, you can't make it, then I can't make it. We're going to be in this thing forever. And so they were about to get the death penalty. John gave his life to Christ. He became a Christian. He wanted to make it right so that he can get into the pearly gates. And Lavina was like, no, y'all not about to kill me. I didn't do nothing wrong. And she's like, okay, I know my rights. You're not allowed to kill a married woman. Ain't that crazy? If a woman was married and she did something, went to jail, they were not allowed to give her the death penalty. So John's thing is just like, I'm going to accept my fate and I'm about to die. So let me get right with the Lord. And he did. But Lavina was like, no, she told the judge, she was like, who was that? She told the judge, she was like, I know my rights and you can't kill me because I'm married. And the judge was like, cool, we'll kill your husband first and then you won't be married no more. She's like, dang. So the day they were actually supposed to die, the husband went first. And so, he said his piece with everybody, but he still said, I am innocent. I am innocent. But I still want you guys to forgive me. However, I'm innocent. And he got hung. He died, and his wife is freaking out. She would not come out of her cell. They had to drag her. She wore a white wedding dress. How they let her wear a wedding dress, I don't know. But word on the street, Miss Lavina had a wedding dress, okay? And she's like, does anybody want to marry me? she's like asking the crowd, who wants to marry me? Because if now that my husband is dead, one of y'all can marry me real quick and I won't get the death penalty. And what, nobody saying nothing. They like, nah. Because remember, the whole community, they ain't mess with them. They ain't like them. Because it's like, we know what y'all stand for and y'all giving us a bad name. And the only way y'all can make money is to take from other people. So nobody wanted to marry her. So it was time. She stood up there in her white wedding dress with the rope around her neck already. And they were able to say whatever they wanted to say to the crowd. And her words was, if you have a message for the devil, give it to me and I will carry it. And then she jumped. She was like, you not killing me. I'd rather kill myself before you kill me. She jumped and hung herself. Like, I'm sorry, that's a Leo for you. That's a Leo. I don't know her birthday, but she was a Leo. You can't tell me she wasn't. All right, you guys. Post notification goes to... Thank you so much for having your post notifications on. Shout out to you for being the first to comment on the last video. If you would like a shout out, all you have to do is be the first to comment on the next video. If you would like to see more Bonnie and Clyde true crimes, click right here. If you would like to subscribe to this channel so that you never miss another video, click right here. I love you and I will see you guys in the next mukbang.